Wow, that's not really a lot left. Hi, I'm Phil the Blue Box. If we're running out of space, that means we need to cut down on our waste. Do you know how we can do that? We can recycle! Did you know that most people just put the recycling out and don't even give it a second thought? But do you know what actually happens to it once it's taken from the curb? The driver takes your blue box and sorts the contents into 3 separate groups. Mixed containers, mixed paper, and corrugated cardboard. Once the day is done or the truck is full, they head back to the plant. When the trucks arrive, the first thing they do is get weighed on the scales. Did you know all this recycling diverts 14,000 metric tons of landfill waste a year? That's equal to more than 3,000 elephants. After the trucks have dumped their load, bobcats come and transfer the recycling onto the conveyor belts so it can be sorted. Before the recycling crosses the line, all the metal, mostly pop cans, is separated with a giant magnet conveyor. That all takes it away to a different part of the plant. Now that the metal has been removed, the rest of the recycling is laid out across a steady moving conveyor. From here it is all hand sorted. Here we are looking at the line for the plastics and fibers. There's a separate line for papers and corrugated cardboard. From this line, the recycling is sorted down even farther. After the recycling is done on the lines, it goes from the 3 original groups into the 14 new ones. If they're sorting it anyway, why do we have to sort it at home?
We often get questions from residents inquiring about why they have to sort the recycling at home when it gets sorted at our plant here in Trenton. The main reason comes down to cost, and by residents doing a partial sort at home, it helps us keep the cost of the program low for the 65,000 homes in the area.
Do you guys ever get weird things coming down the line?
The weirdest thing that's come down the sort line, I'm not speaking from experience because I don't work on the sort line, but in my discussions with the line staff, unfortunately we see things like dead animals, baby diapers. Some of the more scarier items are things like used syringes and live ammunition. Actually, I've seen come down the line. These things. It just reiterates, I think, the point to the people and the residents in the area to just understand what you're putting in your blue box, because there are people at our plant sorting it by hand.
Oh, so sorting at home helps cut down on work and also helps keep dangerous things out of the blue box and off the sorting line. The 14 groups are stored in bunkers till it is time for them to be packed. When they're ready, the recycling is transferred by bobcats to the baler. So this is the baler. The recycling travels up the conveyor, and then it falls into the main part of the machine here. Now that the recycling is in the bottom of the baler, the operator starts the baler and it... Wait, what does the baler do once it's full?
Okay, then once it comes down into the chute, there's an automatic sensor in there that tells the ramp of the head and packs almost like a peanut butter and jam sandwich. You just smuck it together. Well, it works on the same system. Okay, once it comes down into the baler, and there's a certain tie cycle that it's at, it will tie off at 41 to 42 inches, and gradually it'll end up coming out the other end, and there's a guy on a fork truck will take it away, store it until it's ready to be shipped out.
So the baler squishes everything together into big blocks so it's easier to handle and ship. He said they stored it, but where? Oh, so it all ends up stored out in the back of the plant. What happens to it now? Can you tell us what happens after the recycling is baled and stored?
The next step in the process is what we call marketing. And marketing means selling. It means going out to all of our people that we know that are going to buy this material. And when we sell it, we try to get the highest price that we can for it. And the reason is because that helps to support our program.
But what happens to the stuff after it's sold?
Plastic products are turned into a lot of very interesting things. Again, we go to the market and we sell it for the highest price. Things like polyethylene, which means water bottles and pop bottles. That kind of plastic is turned into fleece a lot of times. You know, when you get a nice new warm jacket in the winter, it has a nice fleece lining. That's made out of polyethylene. They also take high density, which is from shampoo bottles or detergent bottles, and they will make that into a lot of different things. Sometimes they make it into car parts. Sometimes they make it into casings for something, for materials, meaning like, for example, phones, and a lot of different things. A lot of the hard hats that we use in our plant are made out of recycled high-density plastic.
Why do so much work? Isn't using the landfill easier?
We don't want anything to go to the landfill. What we're trying to do is to put most of the materials back in the marketplace, to recycle, to turn them into something else so that they can be used again.
By recycling the best way we can and recycling as much as we can, together, our community is working to reduce the waste to our landfills. And because we only have 10 remaining in the area, diverting our waste is more important than ever. So since it's so important, be sure to take advantage of the other waste diversion programs in the area, including the Household Hazardous and the Electronic Waste Program.